I didn't lose her the day she left. I lost her 3 months later, when she looked straight at me and didn't recognize who I was. That moment still replays in my head like a slow-motion crash. No sound, no warning, just impact. But to understand why it destroyed me, you need to know who we were before everything broke. We met in the most ordinary way possible. A mutual friend's birthday, loud music, cheap drinks. I wasn't even supposed to be there. She was sitting on the balcony, away from the noise, scrolling through her phone like she regretted every decision that brought her to that party. I asked if the seat next to her was taken. She looked up, smiled slightly, and said, "Only by bad decisions." That was it. That sentence became our inside joke for 6 years. We didn't fall in love instantly. We grew into it. Long walks after midnight, sharing earbuds on the bus, learning each other's coffee orders without asking. She used to say I felt like home. I used to say she felt like the future. And for a long time, we both believed it. 6 years is a dangerous amount of time. It's long enough to build habits that feel permanent. Long enough to assume love is unbreakable just because it's familiar. We didn't fight much. That's what scared me later. No screaming matches. No slammed doors. Just distance. Slow. Quiet. Invisible. She started coming home later. Not suspicious, just tired. Her replies became shorter, her laughter softer. When I asked if something was wrong, she'd say, "I'm fine. Just stressed." And I believed her, because I wanted to. One night, while brushing her teeth, she said something casually that split my chest open. "I don't know who I am anymore." She laughed it off. I didn't. I told her we'd figure it out together. That's what people in love say, right? She smiled, but her eyes didn't. The day she asked for space, there was no drama. No tears. No accusations. She sat across from me at the kitchen table, hands wrapped around a mug she wasn't drinking from. "I need some time," she said. "Just to think. To breathe." "How much time?" I asked. She shrugged. "I don't know." That should have been my first real warning. People who plan to come back usually know when. I helped her pack a small bag. We hugged. She whispered, "This doesn't mean I don't love you." I watched her walk out. I didn't cry that night. I told myself this was healthy. Temporary. I told myself lies feel better when you repeat them enough. The first month was survival. I checked my phone constantly. Every vibration felt like hope. Sometimes she'd text. Nothing emotional. Just updates. "How's work? Did you feed the cat?" We met once for coffee. She talked about a new yoga class. A new routine. She looked lighter. Freer. I told myself that was good. That love means letting someone breathe. The second month hurt more. Her messages slowed, then stopped. I saw her post photos smiling, really smiling, with people I didn't recognize. I didn't ask questions. I didn't want answers I wasn't ready for. By the third month, I had convinced myself of 2 impossible things at the same time. That she was gone, and that she'd come back. That's when the coffee shop happened. The one we used to call ours. Sunday mornings. Same corner table. 2 coffees. 1 croissant. Shared silence. I went there alone, hoping routine would make me feel normal again. I was standing in line, staring at the menu I already knew by heart, when I smelled her perfume. That exact scent. My body reacted before my brain did. I turned around. There she was. Same hair, same face. But something about her posture was different. Straighter, more confident, like someone who had put something heavy down. I said her name without thinking. She blinked, paused, and then she smiled. Not the smile she used to give me. A polite one. "Oh," she said. "Hi." That word, hi, like we hadn't built a life together. Like we hadn't planned vacations that never happened. Like she hadn't cried into my chest when her father got sick. I asked how she was. She said, "Good, really good." She didn't ask how I was. While she waited for her coffee, she checked her phone and smiled at something on the screen. That smile used to belong to me. I wanted to tell her everything. That I still slept on my side of the bed. That I still reached for her in my sleep. Instead, I said nothing. She grabbed her cup, nodded once, and said, "Take care, okay?" Okay. Not, "I miss you." Not, "We should talk." Just, "Okay." And then she walked out. I stood there long after my coffee was ready. I realized something terrifying in that moment. She hadn't moved on angrily. She hadn't moved on painfully. She had moved on completely. And that hurts more than being hated. That night, I went home and opened my laptop. I stared at years of photos. Trips. Birthdays. Random Tuesdays. I wasn't angry. I was grieving someone who was still alive. I deleted everything, not to forget her, but to stop waiting for someone who no longer existed. I sat in the dark and finally allowed myself to admit the truth. Love doesn't always end with betrayal. Sometimes it ends when one person grows, and the other is left holding memories. I didn't fail her. She didn't betray me. We just stopped walking in the same direction. And somehow, that's the hardest ending to survive. 3 weeks passed after the coffee shop. No messages. No accidental likes. No signs she even remembered I existed. And then, at 11:47 p.m. on a Tuesday, my phone lit up. Her name. Just seeing it made my chest tighten, like my body already knew this wouldn't end well.
Hey. I know it's late. Are you awake? I stared at the screen for a long time. There are moments in life where you know. Whatever you choose next will change you. I typed. Deleted. Typed again.
Yeah, I'm up. 3 dots appeared. Disappeared. Appeared again.
I've been thinking about you. That sentence is dangerous. It doesn't mean I miss you. It doesn't mean I want you back. It means you crossed my mind. And sometimes that's worse.
She asked if we could talk. Not text. Talk. We met the next evening at a park near our old apartment. Neutral ground. No memories attached. She arrived first. When I saw her sitting on the bench, legs crossed, hands folded neatly in her lap, I noticed something immediately. She looked calm. People who are about to confess something heavy usually don't. We hugged. It felt unfamiliar. Short. Careful. We sat in silence for a moment before she spoke. "I owe you an explanation," she said. I nodded. "I didn't leave because of you," she continued quickly. "I left because I was disappearing." I had heard this version before. But this time, she didn't stop there. "I met someone," she said quietly. There it was. Not dramatic. Not cruel. Just factual. She told me it happened during one of her new routines. Someone who didn't know her past. Someone who met her after she started changing. "I didn't cheat," she said immediately, watching my face. "I swear. I left before anything happened." I believed her. That's what hurt. Because if she had cheated, I could have hated her. Instead, I had to accept something worse. She chose a life where I didn't fit anymore. "I didn't plan for it," she said. "But with him, I feel like myself." That sentence replayed in my head for weeks. With him, I feel like myself. What was I, then? A phase? A waiting room? She told me she didn't reach out to hurt me. She just didn't want our story to end with silence. I care about you, she said. I always will. I didn't answer right away. Then I asked the only honest question I had left. Do you love him? She hesitated, and that hesitation told me everything. Yes, she said finally. I think I do. The park felt too quiet after that. I stood up. I'm glad you told me, I said, surprising myself. I really am. She looked relieved. That hurt too. Before leaving, she said one last thing. I hope one day we can look back and smile. I nodded, but I knew something she didn't. Some chapters aren't meant to be revisited. That night, sleep didn't come. Not because I was imagining her with someone else, but because I was replaying every moment I thought we were happy. Was she already leaving back then? Was I holding on to something that was already gone? The next few weeks were brutal. Not in a dramatic way. In a quiet, empty way. I'd reach for my phone and stop myself. I'd hear a laugh that sounded like hers and turn around. I started running again. Not for fitness. To exhaust my thoughts. That's when something unexpected happened. I started noticing myself again. My thoughts. My opinions. The parts of me that had slowly adjusted to fit us. I realized how often I had said, we, when I meant, her. One evening, I found an old notebook. Inside were plans we made years ago. Trips. Ideas. A future that never happened. I closed it. For the first time, I didn't feel anger. I felt acceptance. And acceptance feels a lot like loneliness at first. 2 months later, she messaged again. This time, I didn't rush to open it.
I hope you're okay. I read it once. Then again. I typed a response. Deleted it. Then I wrote the truth.
I am. I hope you are too. She replied with a heart. I didn't respond, not because I was bitter, but because I finally understood something important. Closure isn't a conversation, it's a decision, and I had made mine. A year passed. I moved apartments, changed routines, met new people. One night, at another coffee shop, a woman asked if the seat next to me was taken. I smiled. Only by bad decisions, I said. She laughed, and for the first time, that joke didn't hurt. Some loves are meant to last forever. Others are meant to teach you who you are before you meet the one who stays. I don't hate her. I don't miss her. I remember her, and that's enough. People warn you about this moment. They say, be careful. They always come back. I didn't believe it, not because I thought I was special, but because she looked done the last time I saw her. Complete, certain. Life doesn't usually rewind after that. Until one ordinary Thursday evening, my phone buzzed with a message I never expected to see again.
Can we talk? Please. No emojis. No small talk. Just that. I stared at the screen for a long time, feeling something unfamiliar. Not hope. Not fear. Control. I agreed.
We met at the same park as before. She arrived late this time. And when I saw her walking toward me, I noticed something immediately. She didn't look calm. Her shoulders were tense. Her eyes restless. People don't look like that when life is going well. We sat down. She didn't ease into it. I made a mistake, she said. Straight to the point. My heart didn't race. That scared me more than anything. What kind of mistake? I asked. She exhaled sharply. I thought I knew what I wanted, she said. I thought freedom would feel different. She told me things weren't bad with him. Just empty. He sees me, she said. But he doesn't know me. I almost laughed at the irony. For years, I had known her in ways no one else did. And still, it hadn't been enough. She looked at me then. Really looked at me, the way she used to. "I miss you," she said. "I miss us." That sentence used to be everything. Now it felt heavy, dangerous. She reached for my hand. I didn't pull away, but I didn't hold hers either. "I think about you all the time," she continued. "What we had was real. I know that now." I nodded. "It was," I said. That wasn't the answer she expected. She frowned slightly. "Aren't you angry?" she asked. I shook my head. "I was," I said. "I'm not anymore." The truth is, anger had already done its job. It burned away hope. She asked if we could try again. Not restart, not erase the past, just see where things go. There it was, the offer, the moment every story promises will feel victorious. But victory doesn't always look like going back. I stood up. She followed my movement with panic in her eyes. "I need you to understand something," I said quietly. "When you left, I didn't just lose you. I lost the version of myself who believed love was enough." Her lips parted slightly. I continued. "You came back because you're lonely. Not because you chose me." Her eyes filled with tears. "That's not fair," she whispered. "I know," I said. "But it's honest." She cried. Not loudly, not dramatically. The way people cry when they realize timing has consequences. "I didn't know I was losing you forever," she said. I believed her. "That doesn't mean I could fix it. I loved you deeply," I said. "And because of that, I can't do this again." She looked at me like she was seeing the end of something real. Because she was. Before leaving, she asked one final question. "Did you ever stop loving me?" I thought about it. Then I answered. "No," I said. "I just started loving myself more." She nodded slowly. And that time, when she walked away, I didn't watch. Weeks passed. Then months. Life filled the space she used to occupy. Not with noise, but with meaning. I learned something important. Some people don't leave because they don't love you. They leave because they don't know how to love themselves yet. And some people come back only to see if the door is still open. It doesn't always have to be. One evening, I stood in front of my bathroom mirror. I looked different, not happier, stronger. I smiled, not because of what I gained, but because of what I survived. Love isn't about who comes back. It's about who stays when leaving would be easier. And sometimes, the bravest love story is the one where you walk away. After that night in the park, something strange happened. Nothing. No dramatic fallout. No sudden happiness. No wave of relief crashing over me. Just quiet. And for the first time in my life, the quiet didn't scare me. I stopped checking my phone when I woke up. Not because I was forcing myself, but because there was nothing I was waiting for anymore. Mornings became slower. Coffee tasted stronger. Music sounded clearer. I realized how long I had lived in anticipation. Waiting for replies. Waiting for reassurance. Waiting for love to prove itself. Without her, there was no one left to wait for. And somehow, that gave me peace. A few months later, I ran into a mutual friend. We talked casually, like adults who survived the same storm. Before leaving, she hesitated. "I don't know if I should tell you this," she said. I smiled. "Then don't." She laughed nervously. She moved cities. That surprised me, not because I still cared, but because part of me had assumed her story would always orbit mine. It didn't, and that was okay. Life didn't suddenly turn into a movie. There was no perfect replacement. No instant love that erased the past. Instead, there were small moments. A conversation that lasted longer than expected. A laugh that felt real. A silence that felt safe. I dated. Some connections were light, some intense. None were rushed. I wasn't looking for someone to fill a space anymore. I was looking for someone who didn't require me to shrink. One night, I found myself walking past the old coffee shop. The one that broke me. I almost didn't notice it at first. That's when I knew I was healing. I went inside, ordered coffee, sat alone, and for the first time, it didn't hurt. No memories attacked me. No ghost sat across the table. Just a man having coffee in a place that no longer owned him. A year later, on a rainy evening, I met someone. Not in a dramatic way. Not fate or fireworks. She asked what book I was reading. I told her the truth, that I wasn't sure I liked it yet. She smiled and said, "I respect that." That was it. No butterflies. No panic. Just calm curiosity. We talked for hours. Not about the future. Not about the past. Just about who we were, right now. When we said goodbye, she didn't ask for my number immediately. Neither did I, and for once, that felt healthy. Weeks passed. Then months. Something steady grew. Not intense. Not consuming. Balanced. She didn't need me to save her. I didn't need her to complete me. We chose each other, every day, and that choice felt stronger than any promise I'd ever made before. One evening, she asked about my past. Not with jealousy, not with insecurity, just curiosity. I told her everything. I didn't protect the story. I didn't soften it. When I finished, she was quiet for a moment. Then she said something that changed how I understood love forever. "I'm glad she loved you," she said. "It means you know how to love." That was it. No competition. No comparison. Just acceptance. Sometimes, I think about her. Not with longing. Not with regret. Just gratitude. She was a chapter. A necessary one. If she hadn't left, I might never have learned the difference between being chosen and being convenient. Here's the truth no one tells you. The person who walks away often teaches you more than the one who stays. They teach you where you abandoned yourself, where you settled, where you mistook familiarity for safety. And if you listen closely enough, they leave you better than they found you. If you're watching this and you're still holding on to someone who already let go, I promise you this: one day, you'll wake up and realize you don't miss them. You miss who you were before you started begging for certainty. And when you find that version of yourself again, love won't feel like fear anymore. It will feel like peace. Some love stories don't end with forever. They end with growth. And sometimes, that's the happiest ending of all.